Yes, good afternoon. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking, ma'am. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing well as well. So, how was your weekend?
It's going well so far. I've been taking rest and it's good, going well.
Okay, so you don't work on weekends, do you?
Usually, no. It's a fixed weekend that we have
All
because, yeah.
Okay,
hmm
so I would love to know a little more about you.
Yeah, sure. To introduce myself, my full name is Islavat Ravi Naik. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, but currently I stay in Hyderabad because I work here. To talk about my educational qualifications, I did my MA in English, and then recently I completed my B.Ed, Bachelor of Education. I hold a few diplomas. It's called ESOL, and then TEFL TESOL, and then French diploma up to B1 level. Yeah, I have more than 4 years of experience being a soft skill trainer, communication trainer, and English teacher as well. Yeah, to talk about my hobbies, I like listening to music, dancing, choreography, and reading books. These are all a bit about myself. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Wow, lovely to know about you. You have an expertise in so many different fields, right? Soft skills is somewhere else, and dancing is somewhere else. And you train.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so do you know about me or you want my introduction?
Yeah, let's go with the introduction, ma'am.
Sure. My name is Shanta. I'm from Karnataka, born and raised in the state. I hold a Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science, and I worked as a software engineer in the IT industry a long time
Mhm,
ago, maybe a decade ago. Later, I was busy with homemaking. I started working as a spoken English trainer. I hold a TEFL certification.
mhm,
Later, I just started my YouTube channel. So, right now, I'm not training anybody, I'm just running my YouTube channel full time. My hobbies,
mhm.
I love watching movies, I like listening to music, and I love connecting with people and creating content for my channel. So that's pretty much about me.
That's really great. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
nice
tell
to
me,
know.
how did your interest in this language training start? Because you're also training, you hold a certificate B1, right, in French, and then you
Yes.
hold multiple diplomas in teaching English. So how did this
Mm.
passion for English training start? And then tell me about your French story as well.
Yeah, when I finished my post graduation, one of my classmates, I wasn't aware of French and all, so he
Okay.
suggested me to do any foreign languages uh, because he knew that I was quite passionate about languages. So that's when I started joining in. There was an NGO called, they still offer the courses. It's an NGO where they conduct a kind of what we call it. You apply for it, right? It's kind of entrance test.
Okay.
I wrote the entrance. I got the proper score that they needed, and then they asked me to appear for the interview. Once I cracked it, that's when they actually give the seat. Yeah, I secured the seat, and then it was a 1 year diploma. And during
Okay.
that time, that's when I actually had a good rapport with foreigners, because since it was an NGO, a lot of foreigners used to come over there to interact with students, how the languages have been being learned by students from teachers and their experiences and all. And yeah, that's how it happened. And I used to catch that opportunity to speak both in English and French. A lot of times I used to interact in English then French. That's how it actually happened, my language journey. And when I joined in my previous organization, that's when I started doing the courses. I mean, these diplomas, be it ESOL, TEFL, TESOL, and
Mhm.
doing B.Ed. Yeah, that's how, it's, as you said, like it's just a kind of passion towards the languages. Nothing
Mm.
much.
Okay. But how did you learn the language? How did you learn English?
Uh, Yeah, there was an incident, as I said, like it's again this RDT. This is the NGO that I learned the French in.
Mm-hmm.
They came to my village once. Okay, I wasn't aware of English and all. I'm from a tribal background. We barely speak Telugu, Hindi. That's it. Nothing much than that. And our tribal language, because we don't have any script for that. It's just oral communication that we do.
Yes. Yes.
So at that moment, one of my villages, his name is Brahma. Okay, he did BSc something back then. He interacted with them in English, and my villagers started speaking about him and how he interacted, because we never knew the language. Nobody spoke dared speaking in English. And once I got that incident, I had a little positive impression on the language. That's when I started learning by taking that guy as an inspiration. That's how my journey actually started from that moment. Yeah.
Wow. How old were you, if you don't mind, like when you started learning English?
uh, I was just start I just started my graduation back then. It was 2011, if I'm no, 2013, 2013. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, right. Okay, till then you were not aware of English, till you were in your
No,
graduation.
no. Yeah, we used to have subjects, but whereas spoken
Yes.
wasn't that much aware. We used to have grammar and all, like just to have 35 marks to pass it.
Mm.
That's what my goal was. Never had a proper understanding and to speak in English. I never had that kind of desire back then.
Wow, that is such an inspirational journey, right? I feel proud looking at you, but what do you feel about yourself coming from there and now being here?
Yeah, of course. It's thanks for the compliment, but I still feel that I mean it is good, but I still want to do a few certifications. For example, CELTA is the one that I would like to get
Mm-hmm.
eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one that I have for now.
Wow, that's nice. Okay. One question. How did you get to watch my videos or how did you get to know me?
Actually, to start this channel, I didn't have the idea to make conversational videos. Two of my friends, they had a plan to do it.
Okay.
One His name is Ganesh and Sriram. He had a channel and he used to run it, but these days he just kept it on hold. He suggested me, let's go with this, and then he said, okay, there is Santa ma'am, there is Ram sir, these people make videos, let's connect with them. If they join, I think that could be a booster for you. And yeah, that's when we thought of connecting with you and went through your videos and yeah, checked
Okay.
how it's going and all.
Okay, okay. So YouTube was the thing because usually they are learners, right? English learners who usually watch
Mm-hmm.
videos or search for content related to how to learn English. That's when they get
Hmm.
encounter our videos. So that was my
Yes.
doubt. Like, how did you get to know about my channel? Okay, that's nice
Yes,
to
yes.
know. Okay, so before
Mhm.
keep bombarding you with my questions, is there anything that you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, so I just wanted to know why you started the channel. Apart from the passion that you have, do you have any particular reason behind it?
Yes, I used to work as a spoken English trainer on several different platforms, but that was not teaching was not my thing somehow. I did not
Mhm.
uh, feel fascinated towards teaching.
Okay.
Interacting with people and having a chat with them was more of my thing compared to teaching people. So then
Yeah.
I thought, let me start my YouTube. I was seeing a few people doing conversational videos. Yes, they were in
Mm-hmm.
English, but that was it. It was not like they were training them or teaching, rectifying their mistakes. It was not that kind
Hmm.
of videos. It was just sit and have a chat with the person in English and upload that so that people can
Hmm.
see how you can learn, how you can speak, and the
Yeah.
conversational English they can learn from that. So I thought it is a
Hmm.
win-win situation. I can speak in English, I can make friends, I can have a chat with some people. So this is
Yes.
something I relate to more. So I started my YouTube and then I stopped training and started doing this full time.
So it's your full time, right?
Yes, yes, YouTube, just YouTube. And I'm a homemaker, so quite busy, just able to
Mm.
barely manage this YouTube channel. Yeah.
It's really good that you're following your passion. I appreciate that.
Yes, yes. Actually,
So
I
what keeps you motivated, ma'am? Sorry if I broke to
no, no,
saying
that's
something.
that's okay.
Yeah.
You continue with your question.
Yeah. What keeps you motivated in your life?
What keeps me motivated? The urge to do something for myself.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk about professionally, I would say that to be financially independent, to do something for
Hmm.
myself, to have a me time or something that is purely my own. So when you
Yeah.
remember the why, generally you keep yourself motivated, right? So that
Exactly.
is my mantra. Just remember why I'm doing this, why I'm passionate about it, and I have to do this no matter what. It makes me feel alive. So that is what keeps me motivated.
Impression. Yeah. So, do you have any two best moments of your life?
That's an easy one because when my daughter was born, that was one of the best moments of my life because I remember it very clearly. When my daughter was born, I remember that how I felt. And
Hmm.
usually in our school, we write a book called autograph book. When I was in school, we had an autograph book. When we were leaving school, we had to just write our details. What do you want to become when you're old? What is your favorite memory? Happiest moment of your life? And such questions. Then I did not know what it means to have a happiest moment of your life. But when my daughter was born, it was like, I felt I was happy and I was crying simultaneously. So I remembered clearly that this should be the happiest moment of my life. So that is one. And I think, happiest means so just one. So only
Hmm.
that memory comes to my mind. And there are other happy moments, like when my channel was doing well and the kind of response I got from people. So all of these small happy moments are there, but happiest was at that time.
That's really great. Yeah, ma'am.
Mm.
So, can you share at what age or the standard that you had that curiosity to learn English? So, do you remember those moments?
Yeah, but it is not, it is nothing like curiosity because I was put into that environment. I went to a convent school.
Hmm.
So that was English medium. So the first language was
Hmm.
English. Our teachers spoke to us in English. So it was nothing that
Oh.
I chose. English came to me. It happened. My parents put me in English medium school. So that is how I started learning English. Then my dad was also good at English and he used to speak to me in English. So little bit I had an environment of it. It was not a conscious decision that I have to learn English. That is why I learned. It was there
Mm-hmm.
very early. It started very early in my life.
Yeah. To talk about it, some people take it as a very hard thing. I mean, learning languages or any other subjects. How did you feel? I mean, did you enjoy learning and speaking in English, or you just treated it as a subject, one of the subjects that you used to have?
I would say I treated it as a language because my dad made it sure that we used some English at home as well while talking to each other with him, with my siblings. So that is why I treated it as a language. And I was too young, maybe first standard, so I don't have memories of how I felt when
Yeah.
I was introduced to English. But later I loved the language. I loved interacting with my friends. That's how I grew up, talking to my friends only in English. So even in primary school, high school, we all kept speaking in English. So it always felt like a language to me. Subject was something different where I had to sit and mug up the rules and write in the exam.
Yes.
That was different, but I also loved it as a language.
That's great. And one final question from my end. If you want to suggest to the learners, those who have the desire or whatever, or the interest, so what are the two suggestions that you would actually give?
To English learners on why they should learn
Yes.
English or how they should learn
Yeah.
English.
You can go with one how and one why.
Sure, we'll do that. Um, See, why in the sense, as far as I know, I've spoken to a lot of people, right? They have more than like 600, 700 conversations so far, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody has a why, right? All this theory is separate because English is a global language. Everybody has to learn. That is all there. It's just theory. But practically speaking, homemakers need English to create an environment for their children because they did not get an
Yes.
environment. They couldn't learn
Yes.
English and they have that
Hmm.
repentance. Many parents
Yes.
want to
Yes.
learn English because they want to be confident in PTMs. Nowadays, if you
Hmm.
go
Hmm.
for parent teachers meet, teachers make it kind of mandatory for you to speak in English, and they feel really embarrassed in front of the parents of other students, right? They kind of feel low if they don't know English. So, another reason. And not only that, even grandparents. Very recently, I spoke to two or three people who are quite aged, right? Senior citizens. They say that they're learning
Mm-hmm.
English for their grandchildren because they want to speak to them and their grandchildren going to English medium and they say that my granny doesn't know English. My grandfather doesn't know English. I don't want them to have that attitude. For them, I'm learning English. So I've seen such people as well. Their grandchildren
Hmm.
are 2 years or 1 year old. So they're preparing themselves. In another 2 years, they're going to go to school. By then, I should be knowing English. So that is how they are learning. And corporate, obviously, if you want to succeed in your career, Technical aspects, yes, you have to be good at it, but you have to be equally good at communication skills. That is why you
Yes.
have an HR round in every interviews, right? To check your
Yes.
communication skills. No matter how much knowledge you have, unless you're able to communicate it clearly, because obviously English is a first language wherever you go to in MNCs or corporates.
Hmm.
So unless you're able to express your opinions freely, confidently, fluently in English, you
Yes.
yourself will realize that you will sound like a failure. Many people tell me that, in spite of knowing so much,
Absolutely.
I feel that I am a failure because I don't know English. So do not put yourself in such situation. Learn English. If you have not yet started, so it's high time you start and start speaking on learning the language. On speaking on how, I would say the best method is by listening,
Hmm.
watching. So initially I wouldn't suggest go into reading because not many people are into reading, but everybody is
Yeah.
into listening.
Hmm. Hmm.
I would suggest start with your listening practice. Do not focus first on learning the grammar rules. One of the best methods is to learn from tutors because they'll give you
Hmm.
feedback and that will help you evolve and
Yes.
improve. So I would say start with
Hmm.
your listening and speaking practice. Nowadays, you have so much access to resources, right? You have AI,
Yes.
then you have so many audio calling apps which are free, then you can use. You can connect with people all over the world. And learning has, technology has made learning so much more easier these days compared to what
Yes.
how we
Yes.
learned when we were kids. So make the best use of it. Start learning. Yeah,
That's really impressive, ma'am. Yeah, the thing is, we have a lot of resources these days, but we're not using, up to the level. So
exactly.
that's when we are also having the issues. Back then, we didn't have a lot of, resources, but used to have the desire to learn something. Then
Mm.
whatever the resources that we had, we used to, use them properly. But these days, we have, but the
Yeah.
utilization is not happening properly. That's what my opinion is.
Yes, we are not using it for our advantage. We are just,
Yes,
wasting our time watching unnecessary things.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right. So I would like to ask you, who do you consider as a good communicator? Does it also depend on a person's nature? Because if can an introvert also be a good communicator?
In my opinion, a good communicator should always be a good listener. He should be empathetic. When he speaks, the voice should be good. I mean, that soothing voice. It should not be kind of a monotonous voice, because if you have that, if you start showing that, people won't listen to you. Then the communication will definitely go wrong. So
Mm,
yeah, as you said, even you know, as I said, like the person who you mentioned.
introvert. Yeah.
Introverts, yeah, they can also learn, but the thing is, sometimes they have to be a little extrovert to start the
Yes.
conversations, because we can't depend on somebody else to come and talk to us. We have to create the environment. Being the introvert, it doesn't mean that you have to be calm and you have to be very soft natured person. You just have to be a little exposure sometimes
Yes.
to learn what you wanted to something. So yeah,
Mm.
a good listener could be a good communicator, I mean, in my opinion.
Also, you mentioned a really important point that is the intonation. The tone of your voice is very important when
Yes.
you're
Yes,
communicating.
yes.
Okay, okay. So when I started this session, I could notice that your voice, it is very, what do I say? I don't get the exact word for it. Well
Mhm.
balanced, maybe I can call it, like, soothing to
Oh,
hear. That is how I'm able to relate now. Okay,
thank you,
wow.
ma'am.
Good to know, and I learned that today. Okay,
Mhm.
so any tips on how the viewers can improve their communication skills? Because many people confuse spoken English to communication skills. They want to ask me how to improve my English, but they end up asking, how can I improve my communication skills? So those two are different, and I would like you to shed some light, give some tips on how people can improve their communication skills.
Yeah, as you mentioned, spoken skills is different, communication is different. Communication is nothing but you are going to communicate with people, be it your manager, be it your colleague, be it your friend at home, nowhere. I mean, doesn't matter where you go and communicate. So
Hmm.
that approach should be good enough.
Hmm.
If you don't have a proper approach, I mean, that's when it's going to have a lot of negative impact. For that you have to practice. I mean, for that I would request, or in fact I would suggest, to do self talk before you communicate with others. You self talk, you try to evaluate yourself, like how you're going to approach them, how you're going to talk to them. You try to do a little bit rehearsal, I could say. If you have that confidence, of course, then once you have that confidence, you're going to nail it. So that's what I could actually suggest for any newcomers or new learners, to master the communication skills, or to have a proper rapport on it. That's what I could suggest.
Hmm. But what about confidence? How a person can be confident when they do not know good English? Because see, when you do not know good English, even then you can be an okay communicator because it is different, right? Sometimes you can communicate in your own language also. Even that is communication. But how do you encourage a person on how they can be confident while having a conversation with somebody?
Yeah, to talk about that, confident, it doesn't come in 1 or 2 days or in a month or a year. You should constantly get failed, get the feedback, as you said, getting the
Yes.
feedback from the tutors and all. Like,
Mm,
you should have a friend who can constantly correct you, or in fact encourage you. So
mm,
if you go with these steps, we have a saying, right? I mean, failures are the stepping stones to the success. So
yes.
once you experience all these things, that's when the confidence will build. It doesn't come overnight. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people have the desire to speak, but they also are scared of, I mean, making mistakes. If you make
Yes.
mistakes, I mean, that's fine. I mean, even when we are communicating now, talking now, we make mistakes, right? That's quite nature. We are human beings, right? So I don't know why people take it so seriously and they stop. I mean, speaking in English. The next moment they get the feedback. No, it's for your improvement. So if somebody corrects you, don't take it in a negative way. Try to take it
Right.
as an opportunity, and then try to work on it. Then you don't make the same mistake again. So yeah,
Mm,
that's where you can build the confidence levels. I mean, that's when you get progressed in life. That's
mm.
what I believe in. Yeah, a lot of times.
True, true. 100%. I agree with that. Because very recently I was joined by a person. He was saying, my friends say that I make a lot of mistakes. That is why I feel bad and I don't want to speak English. I said, then you're never going to learn or you're never going to be fluent. If they are giving you
Of
some
course.
feedback, why don't you take it?
Yes.
Why don't you improve?
Yeah.
That is what is going to
Yes.
build your confidence. That is how you're going to improve. You should be thankful
Yes.
to them, right? That at least through criticism, they're giving you feedback.
And there is also one saying, only our enemies will find our mistakes and they try to poke you. But our friends always appreciate you. So enemy,
Mm,
because of the enemies will come up in life, will go up to the ladders. Because
right.
they are the people who poke you, who scold you or something, right? We
Mm,
take it seriously and we work on it. I mean, it depends on how you take it. If you take it in a negative way, you become quite, I mean, a kind of enemy sort of
yes.
things. If you take it in a positive way, you try to, I mean, teach him the lesson. So we have to take in that way, I could say.
Definitely, really well said. Also, do you believe that some people are born good communicators? Because when you see
Sorry,
young
I
people,
didn't get.
yeah,
There is
do
a
you
break
believe?
in your voice.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Do you believe that some people are born talented with these communication skills, or do you think it can be developed at any age?
I don't agree with the first point. Nobody is born with the skills. It's a learned thing. We have to learn it every day. Like how we eat and clean our body and make our brain, I mean, mind peace and all. So we have to do it constantly. It doesn't come, as I said, overnight. You have to keep practicing, doing it, nurture it. That's when it improves. In a day or in a year, it won't happen. Even though you are a learned person, you are an expert, you still have to brush it up.
Hmm.
If not, then eventually it's going to, I mean, deteriorate your skills, right? So yeah, you have to keep moving
Hmm.
or equipped.
Okay. So do you believe that even if senior citizens start today, there is a good possibility that they can be really good communicators?
Of course,
Mhm.
age has no factor here. Age factor doesn't matter here. You can
Hmm.
start at any.
Yes, you can start at any age, but I think the patience and the stamina for you to learn any skill is best in your childhood, right? Like you absorb better and you learn better, you remember it for the rest of your life, and you absorb
Hmm.
quicker. Maybe that ability
Yeah,
reduces as you age, but it doesn't mean that you cannot learn it.
yeah, but again, it depends on the passion that you have, the desire that you have.
True.
So
Yes.
if you keep, I mean, going with the same passion or the desire, no matter, even if you are at 50 or 60, you will have that same enthusiasm, right? So when we were younger, it doesn't mean that, of course, we have some that I mean, grabbing the things and everything. But
Hmm.
if you don't have that passion, even at that age, it doesn't happen. You can't learn it, right? So the desire is, key for learning things, I could say.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Finally, any exercises or any activities you would like to suggest to the viewers by practicing which they can, improve their communication skills?
Yeah, this is the practice that I regularly follow. So when I go to bed, right, I listen to a lot of stories and some motivational stories as well. I just put headphones on. I keep on listening for at least an hour or two, and
Mm-hmm.
you see this way, the words, vocabulary, the sentence formation, everything will be there in my mind. If I want to put that same expression in practicality, or when I speak next time, it's going to be, since I'm practicing regularly, it's going to be there. So that's how I listen to things, and I try to create a scenario and try
Mm-hmm.
to put it in practice whatever I have been listening and practicing. This is the best method according to me, because when you sleep, your mind will be relaxed and you concentrate more on it instead of doing multitasking. And that's how it's going to register in your subconscious mind. That's how I believe, and yeah, practice myself.
Okay. So you suggest like viewers to listen to content before they go to sleep so that they can sleep on it,
Yeah,
work, remember it for longer.
yeah. Yes, and also it helps you to go, sleep faster. At the same time, you are learning something else, and it's not disturbing you. It's not disturbing anybody. You're just
Correct.
listening to yourself. You're sleeping, relaxing. You're just imbibing your things. I mean, inside your body or mind.
Hmm.
That's how I most of the times, prefer doing that.
Wow, that's wonderful because it can be damaging to see things before sleeping, but you're suggesting to listen.
Yeah.
Good thing, and it is
Yes.
active listening. Most of the time, people do they are
Yes.
traveling, then they have some other things. You're doing your household chores, you put on something and listen, but that is different.
Hmm.
But you're saying like
Yeah.
actively listen to everything of what is going on because you will be able to imagine when you're not doing anything and only listening.
Yeah.
Imagine and connect better.
Yeah, you picturize yourself to the story. As you said, don't watch it. Just keep it
Hmm.
aside.
Yes.
Listen to it, and then you picturize how it's happening. This
Hmm.
way, your active listening skills improve. And next time when
Yes.
you speak, your spoken skills will improve, and your most of the times the memory, it will help to your memory. The words, the story, whatever you listen, it will be registered in your subconscious mind. Then whenever you
Hmm.
speak, it comes automatically. You don't need to struggle for making the sentences, big expressions and all.
Exactly.
I
Even
could, I
I
could say,
recommend listening over watching because it is very
yeah.
practical. When you hear some, when you're watching some movie and you see some songs in that movie, it just passes away.
Hmm.
Later, when you listen to that song, only listen to that song, then you're able to understand the lyrics.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I have heard this song in that movie, then you recollect. But when you're watching, you're not that
Yes.
consciously listening to that song.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, we are running out of time. Is there anything else you would like to add to the session?
Nothing, man. Nothing, ma'am. Thank you for joining and making this happen. I could really felt. I mean, I felt that I wouldn't get the response from you, but somehow you made it. And thanks once again for doing this.
Wonderful talking to you. So Celta is next, right? That's your plans for the future. Celta and Delta. Delta also is
Yeah.
there, right?
Celta I have now. Yeah, Delta I think we have it, but
A
Celta
higher.
from Cambridge. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm
Okay.
planning for.
I've heard Celta is quite difficult to crack. So good luck with
Yes.
that.
Thank you, ma'am.